Hey guys, Jeff here. I just wanted to do a quick video. I figured let me do it live. Frankly, I've had a hard time uploading content lately, so I figured volunteers for nonprofit rescues. So I got a question from one of my subscribers. She's forming her nonprofit, I think in New York State. Yeah, New York State. And she had asked me. We actually did a Zoom together, which I'm going to post in a couple of days on my channel, just kind of a little Q&A about starting and running a nonprofit. She had asked me, do you have any forms or video that have a list of roles and responsibilities of volunteer positions? And she went on, New York State requires 3 board members. The secretary and treasurer have to be 2 of those board members. So, and this is where during my video on how to start a nonprofit, so I didn't have one, so I'm doing this real quick. I did answer her via text and gave her a brief little blurb on each. So I did want to do a quick video on this. And apparently there's a lot of engagement and people wanting more from me as far as content goes surrounding nonprofits. So I'm going to create a separate playlist, because right now all my nonprofit stuff is in my All About Rescue playlist. But now I have more videos about forming and creating and running a nonprofit. So I'm going to create a separate playlist. This live video will be in there as well. This way, anyone interested in learning more about how to start and run a nonprofit, it'll all kind of be in one place. Anyway, getting back to her question, I didn't have a video, so I literally wrote, I'll tell you exactly what I wrote. Not specifically, but here's a brief blurb on each. The secretary, and these roles and responsibilities, obviously you can define them how you see fit. This is just a generic interpretation of mine as far as, and I added more roles and responsibilities for each volunteer members. But I started with the secretary taking meeting minutes, maintaining the bylaws and make sure that all corporate documents are up to date. Some people will have their secretary also be responsible for internal communications among volunteer staff, things along those lines. Treasurer obviously is pretty simple. The money person, keeping track of accounting, bookkeeping, incoming donations, expenses, all that kind of stuff. So those are the 2 biggies that she specifically asked me for. However, I did go on to discuss other potential volunteer staff positions and roles and responsibilities. Adoption coordinator. Adoption coordinators oftentimes will process foster or adoption applications. They'll manage and schedule, maybe even perform home visits. They'll be knee deep in all aspects of adoptions or fostering. So that's another role. A volunteer coordinator is kind of like the manager for your volunteers. They may interview or solicit new volunteers and kind of get them on board, perhaps even train new volunteers. That's what a volunteer coordinator may do. An internet coordinator, that's just what I call it. Some people call it a media coordinator or a social media coordinator. You can name it whatever you want, but they might have responsibilities like maintaining animal bios on websites like Adopt a Pet or Pet Finder, making sure that the animal's information and description and bio is up to date, pictures, things along those lines. They may manage social media, email, website, things along those lines. So that would be kind of an internet coordinator or a media coordinator. And then you have your event or fundraising coordinator that may plan, organize, schedule, manage all events, fundraising, tricky trays, raffles, whatever the case may be. So again, this is just a brief blurb. Those are some roles and responsibilities for different potential positions within a nonprofit rescue organization. Again, you might have the founder / director, and then you have your secretary. You might have a vice president and president. I mean, you could add those in there too, that kind of oversee things. And sometimes the director or the founder is really just the face of the nonprofit, and they will have volunteer positions for a president or vice president. Again, always check with your local laws or when you're creating your nonprofit. Then you have secretary, treasurer, adoption coordinator, volunteer coordinator, internet or media coordinator, and then your event or fundraising coordinator. Those are just some potential roles and responsibilities for nonprofit. So again, this was just a quick blurb. Again, I'm going to create a playlist specifically for creating and running nonprofits, and have all that stuff in one place to make it easier for everyone, because a lot of people that, there's some of my most viewed videos, and some of those videos I get aside from, my Pitbull advocate videos where all the haters will chime in and troll my page. But as far as people really wanting more content that is valuable to them to help them create nonprofit rescues, I wanted to make sure that I add more value in that regard. So, hey, if you like this live video, give me a thumbs up. Take a peek around my channel. If you like what you see, consider subscribing to my channel. And if you want to learn more about nonprofit and stuff like that I've done on previous videos, again, I am going to create a separate playlist. But right now, all those videos are in my All About Rescue playlist. So if you go to my playlists, you can scroll down and see those. So that's it. Just a quick one. Thanks for stopping by. Again, my subscriber who I had a Zoom with, we did a little Q&A. I'm processing that video right now. I'm going to have that up in a couple of days. So I'll see you.